Hey everybody, it's your boy Black Socrates from Mental Dialogue. I want to give y'all a piece of my mind. I've been so disturbed all day by the situation I saw with this young girl at Spring Valley High School. And I'm sad to say I haven't even learned her name yet. But I do know the officer's name from what I've picked up, Ben Fields. This guy has to be removed from office. I hope that's what the people in that area of the country are thinking or coming together. Because and it's sad because I saw the sheriff office come out and say the guy was forced to do this because she was verbally disruptive. This young lady, and it saddens me that once again when we see these scenarios, nobody he I guess I'm not in a position to tell the world. I guess I need to get in Don Lemon's his stupid ass position to tell everybody let's stop getting caught up in procedures. I'm sorry, let's get caught up in the details of what the person is doing once the officer begins to interact, and let's hold the officer to a standard of some type of procedures that would actually show respect for even the person who they are apprehending. And there's no way you could tell me, regardless of what this young lady may have done up until that point, that would have been the officer's first response. I mean, I'm so tired of this. I didn't even. I mean, I can't even really say the stuff that I want to say. I'm just so frustrated. I mean, just obviously this is emotional and simplifying this thing, but you know, she wouldn't get out of the class, wouldn't lead the class, and so as a result of that, we see her get slammed and thrown as a rag doll, you know. But people say these always becomes over racial divide and racial lines. But tell me how this dude, this white dude in Charleston, can shoot 8 people, and when he's apprehended, because he's probably not going to see the light of day no time soon. So before he gets taken to jail and apprehended, they order him some Burger King. Do have it your way in this mug. That's how he gets apprehended. Or I see some bikers in Waco, Texas, have a big shootout and kill like 9 people, and they chilling on the sidewalk. Uh, with the hands behind the backs, officers being nice, picking up guns. Some of the people got the guns back after it was all said and done. But you have a bad day in school, which I've had when I was in school, maybe not to the extent that this young lady had, but I've been defiant to, back in our day, we didn't call the police for everything. Like, matter of fact, speaking of that, why the hell it looks like the male, it was a male teacher from what I could tell. And like I said, I know he can't put his hands on her or whatever, but I just don't understand why we got a police officer being, involved in this situation. But even if we do, why isn't the officer, I should be able to see him talking, speaking to the lady, saying, "Hey, here's the situation. They need you to leave. I would like for you to leave. I don't want to have to put my hands. I don't want to have to force you. But if you're not going to leave, I will force you." And then in doing so, especially in that situation, he's strong enough to handle that young lady in another way. Which I'm pretty sure people say, "Well, if he had to did something else, we'd still be mad." I don't know how the whole world don't look at that video and just be like, okay, that's way too much. We give these officers based on us as citizens. This is our fault because we give them authority. But we sit up here siding with the cops when they're not in denying that there's not an environment, a culture amongst plenty of the cops that using excessive force is a-okay for any old situation. And quite often it seems like it happens more often to black and brown. It ain't no and it really does. I mean, just look at the numbers, man. And I've seen officers use too much force for white people too. Mentally retarded situations. And we basically have allowed this culture to exist, and we allow it because we keep defending by getting into the details of what the victim was doing. I just want to look at the procedures and say, okay, why did the cop, for example, pull a gun? Was the suspect putting someone else in danger or putting the cop directly in danger? Because other than that, I would think or know that our cops are trained to handle a lot of situations. Everything's not black and white, but I've watched them handle situations where people had guns, where they were fighting the cops, and people end up alive because those are the correct procedures. I see situations like the kid um, Golly, the kid when he get shot in the head, name slips my mind, and I feel bad for that, man. But at the end of the day, man, I'm just venting for no fucking reason. I'm sorry about the cuss word. I typically don't curse on these things, but at the end of the day, man, I'm so devastated because I realize that been reduced as African Americans, as black men, to a place of not being able to protect our men and women. We can't do nothing, man. We're going to march and walk through a street. But the reason it keeps happening because we are not stepping up to the plate. We not willing to die. And we sit and watch the students watch it, the kids watch it. I'm not even blaming them because, we dead afraid of cops. We'll buck on each other, but we don't, and I always say, in those situations, just do what the hell the cops say. You've heard my videos. I wish you would have done it, but I'm not finna put the blame on her when there's still procedures a cop could follow. We get out of the details, look at the procedures, and ask the cops to follow the procedures I know they got already, but they don't apply them to all citizens. That's reality. We can come to a common ground if we quit getting into the details and say, well, what was the person doing? We can come to the common ground and say, cops, you had the authority, you got guns. Can we all try to handle ourselves and treat people who are supposed to be innocent until proven guilty with the level of respect? Do your job. You remove the young girl, even if you have to grab her up. You just enjoyed that and just wanted to prove yourself. And we sit up there and say that's okay, or we think it's a one-time incident. So when the guy shoots Walter Scott in the back, and I'm sitting here going, man, it's really a huge difference in how our communities are policed because they come in with that cultural mindset against us as if we're not equals, as if we're not humans, and so you treat us as such. That's a reality, America, all my life.